What's up, guys? Matt Fitz here. Hey, bringing y'all another video of my 2026 Beavertail Mosquito. Just picked this boat up a couple weeks ago. Went down to Bradenton, Florida to their facility and did a tour of their factory with Harry and Ann from Beavertail. Great people. Their customer service is going to be top notch. Their boat builders, their riggers, their lamination guys are all top notch. They have a great facility over there. Everything they do has a point to the process, and it's all planned out very well. It's all laid out very well. Everything is very purpose driven, and those guys do a very good job of building great boats down there in Bradenton. So like I said, this is a 2026 Beavertail Mosquito. We have a same thing as my other Mosquito. We have a Ramblin' dry launch trailer, stainless steel axle. We have a spare hub up front with as long with a spare tire. We have a swing tongue on the trailer. Guys that are keeping their boats in the garage, you have most garages, you're going to have roughly 20 feet from the front of the garage door to the back. So having that swing tongue makes a big difference. You get to close the door, bring the boat straight in, don't have to angle it. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Starting at the front, we have a Power Pucks. This is a quick release, all-in-one trolling motor mount. All of your rigging is up underneath of the Power Pucks mount. All of your wires go up underneath. You don't see anything. When you slide your trolling motor on, it is connected. There's no auxiliary plug with a plate mounted to the deck or in your cockpit that you have to stretch a wire to. All of that is right there embedded in that mount. That is the best option in regards to trolling motor mounts. We have our front storage up here. We have plenty of storage up here. We've got a trolling motor battery, a single 12-volt lithium battery up here for the trolling motor. We've got a battery charger, fire extinguisher mounted on the side of the gunnel. We've got our trolling motor breaker, 15-gallon gas tank. That is 12 gallons usable. Getting this boat to, depending on your RPM range, depending on how fast you're running, cruising speed, about 30 miles an hour, 32 miles an hour, 4,800 RPMs, you're going to do about 100 miles with this boat is going to be the range on this boat. We have a black tip fabrication front stool up here. I love this for those days when you're up on the bow and it's slow and you need to get off your feet and you have something to lean up against, or you can sit down for a few minutes while still being, on target looking for fish. This is a great benefit of something mounted up here on your front deck. I will switch this out depending on the season or depending on the type of fishing that I'm doing. I will switch this out with a front casting platform. Like I said, depending on the type of fishing, depending on the day, the sun, the clouds, all that type of stuff. If I need a better visual, I'll take that off and I'll put a front casting platform up there. We have our gas tank fill right here, spin cap, nothing special there. This time around, I decided to go with a center console. If y'all have followed the page for a while, y'all know that I ran a side console Beavertail Mosquito for a little over 2 years. I loved that boat. I did a couple videos on that boat. I did a bunch of videos on that boat, but specifically in regards to side consoles versus centers. And I have to kind of eat my words a little bit after having run this boat for a couple weeks. I'm loving the center console. Now, there's pros and cons to both, but the benefits that you get of a side console, so with a side console, you're going to open up your cockpit space a lot more. You're going to have a lot more room in your cockpit and your deck to throw gear. If you have a big family, kids, you can throw some bean bags up there, be able to fit a couple more people in the boat or gear. The thing with this side console is, and I talked about this in the other video, is you get that list, and it's not bad, but it's something that you definitely have to get used to. It's very uncomfortable to drive that boat standing up. These are a couple of the things why I decided to go with the center console. I don't camp. I don't have a big family, and being a fly fisherman predominantly, I don't take a lot of gear with me. I'm trying to keep weight off of this boat. So I didn't utilize the benefits of having a side console because I really just don't need that extra space. So I decided to swap out, go to a center console. You get a jump seat up here with the center console. You have a plumbed live well. You can plumb it or just leave it as an insulated cooler. This is a live well. I have the seacock shut off in the back because I don't do live bait. So I treat this as an insulated insulated cooler. I throw my drinks in there. I use the little Yeti freezer packs you can keep in the freezer. Throw a couple of those in there, and they're going to keep your drinks cold all day. We have, on each side, we have 2 forward-facing rod holders that will accompany fly rods up to 10 feet. Most of your fly rods are going to be 9 foot, so we have 2 on each side, so that's 4, and then we have 2 facing the rear, so we have 8 total rod holders on this boat. Moving to the back, we have a Simrad Evo 3S 9-inch with a 3-in-1 transducer. We have 2 cup holders up top, nav lights on the side. We have a Gemlux steering wheel, the Beloka wheel, wrapped by Hunter at Captain Hunter Nautical Creations. He does a great job on these steering wheels. We've got a knob with a V Marine redfish tag up here on the front. Yamaha binnacle, jack plate, trim tab controls. We have our switches right here. We have our key switch. We have an access locker right here to access your battery and your battery switch and all your rigging. The other thing that I want to talk about with Beavertail is that this front cushion right here is removable. And with this hatch right here, you have access to all of your rigging right here. It makes it much easier when you have problems or things that need to be replaced to be able to access it from the top instead of trying to do gymnastics in here in your boat to try and get your head in to the front of the console. So that's one thing that Beavertail does that I really like. It makes it very much easier for the boat owner or for the person that you're having work on your boat to be able to work on the electronics on the boat. We have our bench seat back here with 2 storage lockers on each side, 1 on each side. Those have drains, those drain out. These are completely dry. This is going to keep your gear all dry. We have a flip up rear bench seat backrest with a step up to the platform. You can go easily transitioning from driving the boat to stepping here to stepping up on the platform to start poling. Yeah, so that's been a very nice feature that Beavertail standardized is that backrest. All right, so moving towards the back of the boat, like I said, we have that flip up rear bench seat or backrest. You flip it up, stow away these pegs, get it out of the way if you're not utilizing it. We have U-Flex helm and U-Flex power steering. We have the oversized rear poling platform, as standard from Beavertail and Mosquito. If you've never been on a Mosquito or poled a Mosquito, this is incredible. The amount of room that you have up here on this platform is next level. I can stick a stripping bucket up here and still have room to stand and shift my weight side to side. You have plenty of room up here to pole. Every single time somebody gets on this boat and they pole it, they're like, oh my God, this platform is huge. And it's very, very nice. It doesn't feel like you're confined to a very tight radius to being able to step, feel like you're going to fall off. We have 2 rocket launcher rod holders on the back, 1 on each side. Again, same with my other Mosquito that I had, Yamaha F70. This is going to push this boat with a PowerTech 17 pitch prop in your upper RPM range. Is going to push this boat about 38 to 39 miles an hour depending on load, which is great. We have a Atlas microjacker jack plate that's going to be able to get that motor up in shallow situations, be able to run a little shallower. This boat will run with this prop with the jack plate all the way up, and it will not blow out. You have a steady water pressure. There's going to be no issues there. Next, we have Lenco trim tabs in the back. That's standard from Beavertail. We have our 3-in-1 transducer in the back. Have our drain plug right here in the sponson. Again, this is, being a Mosquito, this is a sponson style hull. So your motor is going to be recessed into the hull about 20 inches. Don't quote me on that. That's just what it looks like to me. We have a 6-foot power pole Sportsman that we decided to go with on this boat. T-bore push pole caddy. Pretty standard there. With the Ramblin' trailer, you do get aluminum SS wheels on this trailer. You have some nice Beavertail accenting on the top for non-stick or non-slip pads. We have our side our side plates here for the trailer, and then we also have standard ratcheting straps to be able to strap the boat down. Those automatically retract and pull out, so you don't have to keep track of your straps. But yeah, that's going to be it pretty much for this boat. I'm excited to be running this boat this year. Hopefully get a lot of fish in this boat and make a lot of memories and get a lot of content out of this boat. This is I believe this is off-white. The top, the bottom is ice blue, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's a beautiful boat. Like I said, the folks over at Beavertail, they build a fantastic boat. This boat rides incredible. It's going to cut through chop like nothing. It turns on a dime. It's going to keep you dry. There's not very many boats out there, flats boats, that do not have these just egregious oversized front spray rails on the boat that they add on when they design a boat that is wet. And they add on these spray rails. I'm going to poke some feathers with this, and that's fine, but spray rails are an afterthought. Spray rails come when you design a boat and you run it and you realize that the boat's wet, or you know that the boat's going to be wet. And so instead of fixing the design of the boat at hand, you add spray rails into the mold in order to keep the driver dry and the passengers. There's nothing wrong with spray rails, but to have a company that can build a flats boat that's going to cut through chop and is going to keep you dry without having these oversized spray rails says a lot about the design and the time that went into designing this boat. Like I said, this is a fantastic skiff. This is going to keep you dry. It's going to be able to get you close to 40 miles an hour with 2 people in gear. Like I said, it's going to take you range. You can do about 100 miles, and it's going to do that very comfortably. It's going to cut through chop. It's going to ride very, very well. The construction on these boats, they're all infused, vacuum infused, all the small parts, the hull, the deck, the liner, the console, everything is vacuum infused on this boat. This is a very, very strong boat. It's going to be very reliable, and it's going to treat you well for years to come. So if y'all like the boat, if y'all want to get out there and take a test ride on it, I'm in the Charleston area. I'm available. If y'all want to get out on the water and take a test ride before placing an order, y'all feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to get y'all out on the water and let y'all drive the boat and see what you think. So yeah, if y'all are interested in getting on a test ride, hit me up. If y'all have already decided that this is the boat that you want to build, email Beavertail Skiffs, get in touch with Harry and Ann, make sure that you let them know that you're interested in getting a build sheet, and they'll help you through that whole process. It'll be very easy, and y'all will be very happy with the Mosquito. There are a bunch of other models that you can check out on their website, beavertailskiffs.com. I think they have about 8 models. Being the biggest is a 20-foot Lightning. It's going to be like a tournament boat. They can rig up to a 300 on that boat, and then all the way down to a Beavertail Micro or a Rival. Those are going to be your smaller technical poling skiffs, and everything in between. They have a Strike, a Vengeance. They have a Vengeance Tunnel. There's a bunch of different options when it comes to Beavertail skiffs that will be able to suit your needs exactly for the type of fishing that you do, or if you're 50% fishing and 50% just taking the family out and going to the beach. They have a skiff for you. So if y'all are interested, reach out to Beavertail Skiffs, tell them I sent you. And if y'all want to take a test drive on the Beavertail Mosquito, hit me up.